Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. Today I'm going to be doing a little vlog, kind of like get healthy with me video. So for those of you who have watched some of our past videos, you'll know that I was in Perth for a week. Then when I came back from Perth, I was sick for pretty much a week and a half. I'm really unlucky. Every time that I get sick, it always goes to my lungs. I don't know, that's just like a weak spot for me. Whenever I get a cold, I end up getting a really chesty cough. So I've kind of been riding that out for the past 2 weeks since we got back. I'm feeling a lot better now. I think I'm like pretty much 100%. But during that time, I feel like I've let a lot of things slip. So I haven't been to the gym. Actually, I went to the gym once on Friday, but before that, I hadn't been to the gym for like almost 3 weeks. I try not to beat myself up too much about not going to the gym. To be honest, if I go away on holiday and I don't go to the gym, I'm not that concerned about it these days. In the past, it might have been something that I would kind of like feel bad about, but these days it's like I know that I'll get back on it once I'm back at home, so it's really not something that stresses me out too much. But because I've been sick, it's been nearly 3 weeks, so I feel like I've lost a little bit of strength in the gym. So that's one thing that I'm gonna try and get back onto. So I'll try and film a workout for you guys today. And other than that, I'm really just trying to dial my diet and nutrition back in. So obviously we ate out a fair bit when we were in Perth. And then since we got back, I feel like we've just, I don't know, not been like super organized. The fridge needs a really good clean out, so I'm gonna do that today. Do some shopping, maybe do a little grocery haul. So pretty much a full Sunday. I forgot to mention that it is a Sunday today, so I'm trying to kind of get myself fully organized for the week ahead, and I thought I'd take you guys with me. But before I kind of get really stuck into my Sunday, first thing that we're gonna do is just like try and have a bit of a chill morning. So it is currently almost 10, kind of been running around. I actually haven't had breakfast this morning, so I'm kind of calling this like an intermittent fasting morning. Intermittent fasting isn't something that I do super regularly, but kind of like on days like today, I woke up not feeling particularly hungry, so I'll just kind of ride it out until lunchtime and have my first meal then. So we're gonna call this intermittent fasting day. But what I will have this morning is a black coffee, just like a weak black coffee. So we're gonna fill up our keep cups and we're gonna go to the dog park and go and creep on some dogs, because that's like one of my favorite activities at the moment. I'm kind of dying to get a dog, but I don't know if it's kind of the right timing right now. We'll see. So before we get stuck into like organization mode, we're just gonna chill, go check out some pups, have a coffee, and then we'll go from there. So we're about to head out to the dog park, and I have my iced coffee. So this is literally just black coffee with some ice and water. So one thing that if you are doing intermittent fasting, you don't want to be having anything that has like calories in it. So you don't want to be throwing in like nut milks or anything. So doing a black coffee is perfect, and it's not going to break the fast. The other thing, we obviously could go out and buy coffee, but we find it obviously a lot cheaper to just make coffee at home, especially if I'm just doing like an iced coffee or something easy like that. So yeah, we're gonna head out. And when I say we, I mean me and Nick. Someone was asking that on a previous vlog. They're like, when you say we and us, who are you referring to? So I'm either referring to me and Nick because we live together, or I'm referring to me and Beck because obviously we are a two-person channel, just to be clear. Anyways, we're going to head out, go for a little walk, and yeah. Okay guys, so we are back from the dog park, and I'm gonna go ahead and start getting myself organized. So one of the first kind of tips, I suppose, I would say about getting back onto the health bandwagon, clean out your fridge. I'm gonna go food shopping in a little bit this morning, but the first thing that I'm gonna do is clean out the fridge so that when I bring all the food back, we can just put it all into a clean, nice, tidy, organized fridge, and it makes you feel really good about everything kind of going into the week ahead. So I'll show you the inside of my fridge currently. To be honest, it's actually not too bad. We bought a few random things yesterday, so obviously this is dirty. I need to clean that. Just a bit of a grub, kind of dirty benches. I don't know what's in that jar. We'll figure that out. And yeah, so I just need to kind of go through and tidy all of this up. So I have cleaned out our entire fridge. Looking good. So now I just have to put everything back in and toss anything that is bad. So that is my next step, but we're looking good so far. So we are ready for the grand unveiling of our clean fridge at the moment. Oh. So over here on the first level, I just have some chicken. I like to keep all my meat on the top level. Also have some kombucha that we haven't tried before. I have a bowl here. I like to fill it with things like avocados or fruit, basically anything that I want to like ripen slowly throughout the week. Then I have some pastured eggs. We have these 2 drawers at the bottom, which are nice and tidy. So this is like, I like to keep all of my vegetables for dinners. And then over here I have more like the salad ingredients. I will note that there is a fair bit of plastic. So when I'm buying like loose items, I never use like plastic bags, obviously. And we bring our own reusable bags, but things like this, like I need to work on getting around. The same with like organic lettuce and stuff like that, which always comes in plastic, which is really annoying. Other than that, we have some kombucha down here, have some nuts, so just some macadamias and some cashews. So I just put them into jars because honestly it looks so much nicer and more presentable. And this weck jar is a little bit annoying to open. Might make it a little bit harder for me to eat macadamias because I snack on them constantly. Just some other little condiments and things, some herbs. This is like a few of my supplements. I have all of my bone broths here. Up here I like to keep like skincare stuff. So I've got a few things that I showed you guys in a previous video, just so that they don't oxidize too quickly. And then we have a few cheeses up here. So other than that, we are looking pretty clean and good. Honestly, it just feels so good to have a completely clean fridge. But now we're actually gonna go food shopping, so we're just gonna do a trip down to Coles. We were planning to go to the organic butcher, but I forgot that they're actually closed on Sundays. So I was hoping to get a few things like some extra bones to make bone broth and maybe even chicken livers and things like that, but they're closed. So we're just gonna have to buy everything from Coles today. And yeah, then I'll come back, organize our fridge so that we're all good for the week ahead. One thing that I'm gonna do before we head to the shops is go ahead and write down all of the meals that we're gonna be having this week. At the very least, I like to know what all of our dinners are gonna be. It makes a big difference when we do plan our meals, but sometimes, I don't know, the past few weeks, I guess we've just been, actually past few months, I would say we've actually just been a little bit lazy. But I'm gonna be super organized. I'm gonna write down all of the dinners that we wanna have this week, and then vaguely kind of what we're gonna be having for lunches. So the other good thing about this is it means that you're not going to overbuy or underbuy. Also really good for saving a little bit of money and making sure that, yeah, obviously you're not buying too much stuff, just what you need for the week. As you can see, this is my messy little meal plan for the week. Pretty much just put down all of our dinners. So for example, on Sunday we're just doing soup tonight, so we're gonna buy all of these things for it. Then on Monday we'll probably have soup again because we generally make a big batch. Then we're just gonna have basic dinners a few nights. We're gonna do some butter chicken, which covers 2 nights. So as you can see, we like to do dinners that kind of span more than one meal. So it's like one night you do a little bit of extra work and then the next night you have no work to do really. And yeah, that's pretty much like my shopping list as well then for today. So we're gonna head out and do our little grocery run and I'll show you guys what we get when we get back. So we have just finished up at Coles and now we're actually going to head over to IGA and we have a speed bump coming up. Now we're going to head over to IGA. So if you guys are living in Australia, my tip would be go and check out your local IGA because they tend to carry more healthy products. So you can actually find things in there like sauerkraut, bone broth I think you can find as well. Heaps of different brands of kombucha, so we love buying our kombucha there. Even like paleo bars and just like snacks and stuff like that. We don't buy like a ton of pre-packaged snacks. I'm actually gonna make some this afternoon. But if you are kind of looking for those little extra things, IGA is the place to go, but they don't have good meat, so it's kind of like a trade-off. They have some things but not others. They also have good pastured eggs, which I prefer to buy over like the Coles eggs, so kind of makes things a little bit difficult because you end up doing like trips to different stores to pick up things that you want, but that's the way it be. So we're just about to head to IGA and then I'll show you everything that we get when we get home. So we've just gotten home. I'm gonna take you through all of the stuff that we got. So we've obviously got quite a bit here. Buying fresh and good quality food is a real priority for us. So with that in mind, I'll take you through everything that I've bought today. Maybe I'll start with some of like the fresh produce. So obviously sweet potatoes are my lifeblood. I have heaps of sweet potatoes and I'm gonna prepare some of these for the week. So I generally have sweet potato for lunches and for dinners. So I got some big sweet potatoes. And then we've got some salad greens. So I have some wild rocket, 2 bags of that. Actually, I think there's a third down here. I just couldn't fit it all on the table. So we have some more rocket in there. I wish this didn't come in plastic. If you have any suggestions, let me know. Also got some tomatoes. Then I have some broccoli, some bok choy, a leek, some chives because we've been really into chives lately. We've actually just started growing chives in our little herb garden, so hopefully we won't have to keep buying them. Some red onions, some coconut cream. We got some of this earth and sea kraut from IGA. So I like this one because I think it has wakame, is that how you say it? And kelp, so it's a good way to get in some seaweed as well. Got some passata because we use that for our curries. We've got 5 avocados also over here. A lot of them are a bit hard, so they'll ripen throughout the week. Avocados are a real staple for us. Some Brussels sprouts that were on sale. We got some free-range chicken stock. We were planning on doing a soup tonight, cooking a whole chicken, but they didn't have any whole organic chickens today, so we just bought some stock and some chicken that we're gonna slice up into our soup. Then we also have eggplant, some bananas, some organic coconut milk that you can get from the like long life milk section, some ginger, garlic, some olives. We have some mushrooms, we have some organic butter and some cheeses. Also have some tuna. We don't eat a great deal of tuna, but I decided to buy some for this week just to have something easy on the go. So I'm gonna swap it between tuna and salmon because to be honest, tuna is an easier fish to eat in the sense that it's not as fishy, but salmon is a lot better for you. So kind of going to be swapping between the two this week. We have some eggs from IGA. So these are free-range pastured eggs. They have the best eggs over there. And then of course some meat. So we have the cleavers, beef burgers, which are really good. So they're all organic and free-range, like grass-fed animals. And then also some chicken. So we actually bought some chicken breast to put into our soup. I don't typically buy chicken breast, but we're changing it up today. And then we also have 2 packets of chicken thighs for our curry that we're gonna make. And that is pretty much it. I think I covered everything. The zucchinis in there as well. Some raw unsalted macadamias and then also some cashews. And I'm actually gonna make these into some like bliss balls this afternoon. So we have some snacks throughout the week. As you can tell, we don't buy like a lot of pre-packaged snacks, so we'll snack on nuts or I'll turn these into like bliss balls, can snack on olives, and yeah. So that is our healthy grocery haul for the week. And I'm just gonna pack this all the way into the fridge. And now I'm gonna go ahead and make some lunch. So for lunch today, I'm gonna keep things healthy. I'm going to make one of our salad bowls. You guys see me make them all the time, but yeah, I haven't had that many since I got back just because, I don't know, it takes a little bit of extra preparation. So I'm gonna do some sweet potato and yeah. So lunch is all ready, feeling super duper healthy. We've also got some of these kombuchas. We figured out that the cinnamon and lime flavor is like equivalent to like a cola flavor. So we're gonna eat our lunch outside while we still can, while it's not too cold out. And yeah, we'll check in with you guys later. So our next order of business for making this like a healthy, productive week is doing a little bit of meal prep. We actually have a whole ebook dedicated to meal prep, so you can jump on over to our website and check that out if you're interested. But what I'm going to do today is just keep things really simple. I'm going to prep some breakfasts for the next 3 days. So what I like to do is a big frittata. Now just put that in the fridge and it lasts between the two of us about 3 days. And I wouldn't really want to hold on to it for any longer than 3 days because it might start to get a bit icky towards the end of the week. So that's what I'm gonna do. And I'm also gonna do some snack balls just so that we have some like healthy snacks at home, so that we're not like tempted to go out and buy snacks, I guess, which is good for saving money, also good for being healthy, because even though there's a lot of different snack bars out there, a lot of them are quite high in sugar. The other thing that I would sometimes do is cook up some sweet potatoes. So in terms of like lunches throughout the week, I don't usually like make the whole lunch and store it in the freezer. I know that that works for a lot of people. That's just not what I tend to do. So what I usually would do is just prepare a source of protein and then a source of carbs. So generally I would cook up some sweet potato and just have that in the fridge, and that's good for about 3 days as well. And then a source of protein. So this week we're actually just going to do some tinned tuna and salmon, which I showed you guys in our little grocery haul. And then in terms of the sweet potato, I don't think I'm going to worry about doing that today because I think I'm actually going to be eating lunch out tomorrow. All I'm going to do for the moment is make our breakfast frittata and then also our snacks. You probably have seen me make frittata over on our Instagram like a bunch of times. Yeah, if you're following us over there, this is no surprise to you. And if you're not following us over on Instagram, you definitely should be. But what I'm going to do first is actually make these snack balls because I've kind of set up over here. And once again, I'm going to be kind of winging this. I've got a few different protein ball slash bliss ball recipes over on our Instagram as well. But today I'm going to try and make one that is keto friendly. So it's going to be kind of a high fat, moderate protein bliss ball. And I'm going to try and make it in a Turkish delight flavor. So we've done bliss balls before that are Turkish delight, but I haven't made them keto style. So let's see how we go. Alrighty, so I'm going to start with macadamia nuts. So I'm going to do half a cup of macadamia, half a cup of cashews. And then I'm just going to do half a cup of coconut, 3 tablespoons of cacao powder. I'm going to do 2 teaspoons of our stevia, a scoop of our collagen peptides, 3 teaspoons of our rose water. I'm just going to put in a dash of cinnamon, so I don't know, maybe a 1/4 teaspoon or so. Our cardamom, so I'm going to use maybe 3 cardamom pods. So this is what our cardamom pods look like, and I'm just going to press them lightly to get the seeds out. And then the very last thing that I'm going to do is put in maybe 1 tablespoon of our flax, and I'm going to add in maybe 2 teaspoons of water. Now we're just going to blend all together, and hopefully it will turn out. So as you can see, it turned out really well. I'm just gonna roll these into little bliss balls, put them into a container, and we can pop them into the fridge. And yeah, snacks made in like 5 minutes. Alright, so our bliss balls are all done. So I'm just gonna pop a lid on these and then put them straight into the fridge. And that's all there is to it. Now we have some snacks on hand for the week. So the next thing that we're gonna make is a frittata. So I'm gonna make frittata for breakfasts, and it usually lasts for about 3 days between the both of us. I'll take you through quickly what ingredients I am gonna use, but of course you can like change it up. Frittata is really easy to like throw in different herbs. You could add like some cheese if you do dairy. There's like a lot of different ways that you can change it up. But what I'm going to be using today is, of course, some eggs. So we have our pastured free range eggs. I'm going to be using 12 because then it averages out to about 2 eggs per person per day, if that makes sense, which is a good serving size. I'm also going to use some organic spinach, some onion, some garlic cloves, some little baby tomatoes, and then also some mushrooms and some collagen peptides as well I'm going to add in there. And salt, pepper, maybe some oregano as well, and that's about it. So it's really easy to make. I'm just going to fry off all of our vegetables in one of these pans. So you want a pan that can go on the stove top, but that is also oven friendly. So I'm going to start all of this off on the stove, and then I'm going to finish it in the oven, which kind of gets the top of the frittata nice and cooked. And if you have any cheese or anything like that, it'll also like crisp that up a bit. Anyways, let's get started. Okay, so now that our eggs are in the pan, I'm just gonna pop this whole thing into our preheated oven. So this is on about 180 degrees fan forced. So I'm just gonna put the whole thing in there with no lid, just so that it cooks evenly throughout the whole dish. So it's been about 15 minutes or so and our frittata is all done. So I'm just gonna let that cool off for a little bit over here. Then I'm just gonna pop our lid on, put it in the fridge, and it's ready to go in the morning. So that is pretty much all of the meal prepping that I'm gonna do this week. I feel like we're really set up for a healthy week ahead. So we have our breakfasts all done, high in protein, high in healthy fat. I'll probably slice this up and then pair it with some avocado in the mornings. Okay, so it is about 4:15-ish and we're gonna head off to the gym. So I think I'm gonna train legs today. On Friday I ended up training arms. So this is gonna be like my first leg session in like 3 weeks. So I think I'm not gonna go like super heavy or anything, just take it pretty easy because I don't wanna like destroy myself. So I will see if I can get any footage. Okay guys, so before we kind of jump into this workout, let's all remember that I am not a PT, so don't roast me for my form. I'm open to like constructive criticism, but don't roast me. So the first thing that I'm doing is just warming up on the rowing machine. So I did about 1 kilometer today. Sometimes I'll do like 500 meters, just like a few minutes to get my heart rate up. And then next up I'm doing these crab walks, and I just really like these for activating like your glutes before you do something like squats. So it just gets everything firing. And then next up I'm just going to do some barbell squats. So I'm just starting up with a little warm up just with the bar. And then I'm going to move on to just some like not too heavy weights. I didn't really want to kill myself today, so we're just doing 25 kilos. And I'm just doing 3 sets of 10, so keeping it nice and simple. So next up I'm moving on to deadlifts. So I'm doing 3 sets of 10 with 10 kilos, so nothing too heavy. I'm really just trying to get my form right before I start increasing the weight. And then next up, I'm going to be doing some kettlebell swings. So I'm doing 3 sets of 20 just with 16 kilos, trying not to bend my knees too much while doing these. And they are a killer. And then I'm just going to finish off with the leg press. So I'm doing 3 sets of 12 on 40 kilos, just trying not to lock my knees out at the top. But yeah, that is pretty much my workout. Okay, so we have just finished our workout. So that's our first leg workout in 3 weeks. How are we feeling?
A bit sore.
A little bit slower than usual because when you're filming a workout, you're not like doing it at the same pace that you would normally do it. But yeah, I still think my legs are gonna hurt tomorrow. So we're gonna head home and start making some dinner, and I think Nick's gonna make soup for dinner. So looking forward to that. Okay, so Nick has been hard at work making us a soup for dinner. So this is everything that we're going to be putting into our soup. So we have 2 zucchinis that have been spiralized. We have a bunch of bok choy, we have some mushrooms, some leek, so a whole leek just chopped up, some Brussels sprouts, some carrots, some garlic, some ginger, some onion, and then we also have some spices. Nick, which spices do we have in here?
Oregano, thyme, chili flakes, cloves and bay leaves.
So basically we're just going to put these all into a pot with some chicken stock, and then we're going to cut up some chicken. So we have some chicken breast and some chicken thighs. We're just going to put that into the soup. We would have done it with a whole chicken, except they didn't have any in the shops today. So we're just going to do some chicken broth. Forgive the wet hair, we've obviously had a shower, so I'm gonna go ahead and eat dinner, but I hope you guys enjoyed this little get healthy with me vloggy style video. If you enjoy these videos and want to see more of this kind of content from us, then let us know in the comments below. As always, give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you haven't already subscribed, follow us over on Instagram if you want to see what we're getting up to on a daily basis and for more recipes and things like that, and otherwise I will see you guys in our next video. Bye guys!